Meanwhile, at Warp Zone.
Hi everyone, we're going to try something new at Meanwhile at Warp Zone. This will be the start of our first many minisodes that you're going to have the pleasure of seeing pop up on your Facebook feed and other locations. As always, it's Scott with me today and myself, Carey. We thought it might be nice to have a little quicker, opinion or thought on something rather than having to sit down for the whole shebang of an hour-long podcast that we've recorded. So, we wanted to give you diversity, and here's a little, quick shorty, and
Enjoy.
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 Uh,
So, good.
We figured we'd just beat the hell out of a dead horse.
That's
And
the plan of these. We're just going to constantly, we're going to take what everybody's been talking about it and do
chime
something
in
really
with our
original.
own nonsense.
And exactly. Yes. Go ahead, Kay.
Well, Scott and I decided why don't we weigh in on the Jared Leto Suicide
Is it
Squad
Leto or
Joker
Leto?
feel. I've always said
Is it
Leto.
Oh, man.
Is that
I've been
going to
saying
be
Leto.
Oh man. And it's
I
the
don't
worst when you hear
tell you.
something in your head forever, you can't unlearn that.
Yeah, it's impossible. There's plenty of artists that I've gotten. What Madureira? Yeah, I was saying Mandura
Oh,
or something.
when
Joe,
I was a child I said Madura.
is that what it is?
It is
What is it?
Maduera. I always
Madureira. And of course, we're talking about is it Joe Madureira? Is his
Now
first
that
name
you're
Joe?
saying, I believe so. Now that you're saying it, it doesn't sound right to me. It's
I
like when
think
you're
it's
like,
like
I've said that word 100 times, and now it just sounds weird. Yeah, it's
I think I'm saying it
Joe
weird, but
Mad.
he's an artist that he works for Marvel, and he also has a computer gaming company.
If you guys are
Uh,
listening to this and don't know who Joe Madureira is, just let me know, and I'll come to your house and punch you in the
yeah,
face.
we'll talk to you because he's pretty amazing. But we're gonna talk about this Joker, which I'm just gonna say, I um I think it's a step in the right direction. Let's just say that. I think, but I mean, it doesn't fill
What
me with confidence.
look,
But I think, go ahead.
what I was gonna say is I don't think it's a step in the right direction because that would imply that the previous ones are bad.
Yeah,
I mean I agree with you. I think it's a direction that I don't have any objection to. It's a different
I,
portrayal.
yeah, it is. And well, here's what I'm thinking. What they're trying to do. They're trying to, because of how they significantly can change how the Joker is in the previous Batmans. They're trying to do that, but also kind of make it their own. Um, And so they're trying to make it their own. They want it to be edgy and cool and stuff like that, just like, Dark Knight Joker was, and then add a little bit their own. They're taking influences from places, and then they came up with something original on their own by tatting them up. Um, I think it looks like I feel like it's like it would be it's an interesting direction, and do I have faith that they can make it interesting after this? Probably not, because I just know the writer and I don't really like the writer. But I mean, I think I don't know. I think it's good. I think it could be good. I don't know.
I mean, it's just you gotta. Nobody is ever happy with reimaging of anything. There's never
Yeah.
like full acceptance of like you know what they really nailed it. It's just like they took that thing that I loved, and I already just my room is just emblazoned with Jokers, and they made them completely different, and I'm okay about it.
Super cool with it.
It's like
Yeah, but people like what's it called? The Dark Knight's version, right? Did they? Was there like
but you
a
know what? For
backlash to
whatever
that?
reason, Batman's got like a just get out of jail free card almost always. Like, except for excluding like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and they were even fairly accepted at the time. It's just like their look back. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just like Batman can almost do no wrong in most circles.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to mess up, like just to become utterly awful. I mean, you got to put nipples on
Yes.
places there aren't nipples.
Neon crap everywhere.
Bat puns to end all bat puns.
maybe, and here's the thing. Maybe we're thinking of it as a gay thing with Joe Schumacher. Maybe it's just that he was a little older thing. Like he was just like still, pulling from the colors of the neons from the early 90s, late 80s. And it's just like he thought that was still the thing that the kids were into.
He's just overcompensating, I think. He's like, these kids with their bright colors and
They're these kids and their raves.
always with their lights. Gotta I'm just gonna overcompensate. I'm so old. I'm
They're
so
gonna
out of
love it. They're gonna love Batman because of the raver style in it.
kids love nipples.
They
They
do.
love them. They want nipples. So back to
Back
Joker,
to.
but I mean,
We have to
it's
just bear with us, folks, as during these minisodes, we'll have to right the ship a few times every once in a while because we'll go
we
off on
will.
our crazy mind puking.
So apparently it's from The Killing Joke, which is actually an Alan Moore. Well, they based it
There's a lot of
kind
like there's a lot of like homages in it to that. That's what I thought is like that's the first thing I could think of is remember that statue I showed you that we had at the shop, Scott, and it had all the Killing Joke artwork behind it with like the ha ha ha's and stuff like that, or did I not show that to you?
either you showed it and I forgot, or you never showed it to me, which sounds a lot like you. I don't want to
Probably.
be a jerk,
But that was just the first thing that popped
but
into my head when I saw his tattoos with the ha-has and stuff like that on him. And it was just like, that's just like pulling that background element artwork from those things and just having it represented on his flesh.
yeah. And I wonder. I mean, what direct thing is? I worry about the direction they're going to be going. What this means for the direction. Like is he like some gangster now, not as so
I could
much
see, yeah, I could be like worried about that too. Like, because here's,
like
and I'll admit, I don't know like much about Suicide Squad because I've never been like keeping up with comics, especially the DC track because I've always, tried to keep up with Marvel. So I don't know what they had his representation is in that. I don't know, I can't imagine they have him as like a G or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just they're trying to out crazy the previous crazy. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think you're right. I think that's what I exactly think it's I think they're just trying to make they had this one part, his mouth is all ripped open from the front and they had this great backstory to it and they're like that was awesome. How can we do that? But it can't be that
yeah, it's got to
because
be its own kind of
it's got to
shock
be
value
different.
thing.
Yeah. And we want to do that, but we don't want to do that. They want to do their own kind of thing and I don't know. I mean, it for me it shows a lot of promise, but I don't have a lot of faith in the writer. Like I said, it's a David S. Goyer, and
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are pretty iffy about Goyer a lot of times. He's kind of like sometimes he nails things, sometimes it's way off.
and I don't think it's necessarily him that's nailing things. I think with The
The
Dark Knight,
production in general.
he wrote them, but I mean Christopher Nolan wrote them also, and so they're taking like I'm sure he took a back seat when it came to like writing those movies, any of those Dark Knight movies. So, and I mean, considering just what he's done in the past, I mean, he's done all the Blade movies, and they're not amazing. I mean,
No, I mean it's to me it's like an
stylistically, I mean,
80s mindless action movie kind of thing. Like I'm okay with
yeah,
them, but they're nothing like compared to modern Marvel.
mm-mm. They're I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it turns out okay, but I don't know. Who even knows if I'm gonna go see the movie? I mean, I don't know.
I
And it's
I watch it. I watch every comic book movie that comes out, give it a chance. If it's terrible, I'll never watch it again.
do it. Set to
Do it.
star Will Smith. Who's Will Smith supposed to be? That's what I
He's
wonder.
Deadshot.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
look at it. There's a list.
And also, one more thing I just want to adjust real quick, and we can just interject it in if we need to. I know something that a lot of people complained about was the fact that he was like pale all over rather than just like the white face of previous ones. And like,
Mm,
I like that direction. Like I said, I think it's a new way to
I like
portray.
it.
And like all that I think of is just like whenever I watch like animated series or something like that, and I saw like his wrist was just as white as his face, like that made sense to me. You know what I mean? I was like, it doesn't throw me off at all in this regard either.
I think it's cool. I'm fine with it. I just hope they go in a good direction. I mean, this seems like it's promising. That's
Right
all
on.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and
It
here's the
seems,
thing: you have a picture to base it on.
yeah.
So it's like it's so much like
Oh wait, hold on. I'm wrong. It's not David S. Goyer. It's David Ayer. So I think in conclusion, I mean, knowing the director and knowing the just seeing what I'm seeing, I'm optimistic. I don't know. I think it'll be cool. It could be cool. So that's my words, my 2 cents.
I don't think that you need to throw gas on every fire when you get a little snippet from any production. Everybody just freaks out, and I just think like, just calm down and wait and see. You know what I mean? It'll be fine.
Chill,
Chill.
chill out. Thank you for listening to Meanwhile Warp Zone mini episode. Bye bye.
Meanwhile, at Warp Zone.